Hey, this is Todd. Welcome to the Lyceum Weekly Update number 42 for the week of October 13th, 2014. It's not in the usual space. I'm kind of moving a lot of stuff around in the home, so it may sound quite echoey because this room is quite empty. Hello! Hello. Band of the week this week is Dr. Spaceman. They play indie pop rock kind of music. It's very cool, and they are running underneath this video so you can hear them. If you like them, just click their name in the description down below. You can check them out. You can buy their EP. And if you want to see them perform, they'll be playing on Tuesday the 14th at the University of Sydney on the South Stage as part of Verge Festival 2014. There's a shitload happening this week, so starting off on launches, Thursday the 16th, there is a free pop and alternative EP launch at Frida's in Chippendale, and that is with Yoke. Then an electronica pop single launch at the Oxford Art Factory in Sydney in their main room. It is $5 with Twin Caverns. An alternative rock single launch at the Vanguard in Newtown, that's $14 with Thieves. Then Friday the 17th, a rock soul album launch at the Camelot Lounge in Marrickville. It is $33 with Jeff Duff. An electronica single launch at the King's Cross Hotel in King's Cross. It is $10. It is part of Happy, the music blog. It is the second gig of their head gigs. This one is a bunch of electronica pop, and you'll be able to hear the single launch from Owen Rabbit from Perth, as well as a free psychedelic rock album launch at the Lansdowne Hotel in Chippendale, and that is with Richard in Your Mind. I just had a thought. Does that mean dick? Does that mean that this band fucks you in the mind? Is that? Moving on, an electronica synth pop EP launch, and that is at the Oxford Hotel in Darlinghurst as part of Gingers. It is $24, and that is with Divine Nights. There is also a bluegrass CD launch at the Petersham Bowling Club in Petersham that is $20 with The Company from Brisbane. And a jazz album launch at the Seymour Centre in Chippendale, part of University of Sydney, that is $20 with Steve Barry. Continuing with Friday, a free indie rock single launch at the Standard Bowl in Surrey Hills, that is with The Ruminators. Come with me if you want to get drunk. And a hip-hop album launch at the Valve Bar in Sydney, that's $15 with Gnostic. An indie rock single launch also at the Valve Bar, but on a separate floor, and that is $10 with Francisco's Fortune. And lastly for Friday, a jazz album launch at Venue 505 in Surrey Hills. It is $16 with Grant Arthur. Then on Saturday, an alternative electronica LP launch at 107 Projects in Redfern. It is $10 with Rouse from Canberra. As well as a jazz and classical album launch at the Basement in Circular Quay. It is $25 with Four-Play String Quartet. A rock psychedelic blues single launch at the Exchange Hotel in Darlinghurst in the Spectrum Bar area, and that is from The Faults. Also, an alternative country roots album launch at Hibernian House in Sydney, that is $15 with Sam Newton. A metal and hardcore EP launch at the Valve Bar in Sydney. It is $10 with War Rages Within. And lastly, for launches, a contemporary jazz album launch at Venue 505 in Surrey Hills, that is $21 with Soundgun. On to special gigs. Firstly, there's something that's running all week. It is Verge Festival 2014. It is primarily University of Sydney, a lot of University of Sydney bands playing in different kinds of locations, but mainly every day at midday on either a north or south stage at the university will be a different band playing on each day. Sometimes they'll be playing on both stages, sometimes it might be just on one, but if you check out the gig guide, it will have all those details for you. Handy. But for the rest of the special gigs, on Wednesday the 15th is the Converge Jazz Festival, part of Verge Festival. This is happening at Venue 505 in Surrey Hills. It is $19 with a whole bunch of different jazz ensembles. Then on Thursday, the same again, Converge Jazz Festival at Foundry 616 in Ultimo. This one is $20 with another group of different kinds of ensembles in the University of Sydney. Then on Friday, there's a free show of rock. It is part of Ziggy Pop, which is at the Exchange Hotel in Darlinghurst. The reason why it is special is because it has been a residency from the Lockharts. They've been playing at every single Ziggy Pop as far as I can remember, and it is now coming to an end, and their residency is over. Ziggy Pop will still be continuing on, but it will be celebrating the final residency gig of the Lockharts. There will also be a free electronica pop gig, and that is celebrating the 7th birthday of the Oxford Art Factory Theatre. Why did I say theatre? Is it a theatre? Or is it just called... No, it's just called the Oxford Art Factory. What the fuck are you doing, Todd? The celebration will go across both rooms with electronica pop in the main room, and you can check out bands like Kilter, Oscar Keysong, Hatch, Canyon, Mere, fondue, and DJs. And in the gallery bar for a free gig will be a bunch of rock and roll bands like the Gooch Palms, Flying Colours, the Upskirts, the Dandelions, Small Cats, Dr. Goddard. Then on Saturday the 18th, there is a punk hardcore gig, and it is the final gig for a band that is happening at the Exchange Hotel in Darlinghurst in the Spectrum Bar. That is $15. It is the final gig for Thesis. There is also Mudtoberfest 3, which is a bunch of soul, blues, and ska starting from 3 p.m. at the Lazy Bones Lounge in Marrickville. It is $10. You can check out a bunch of bands like the Smart Folk, the Broken Hands, Jan Starks, Soulsville, Urban Gorillas, Project Collective Ska, and the Freds. There will also be Girls to the Front Fest, because it's spelt like that whole riot girl thing, and I don't know, I prefer to say things how they're spelt. It is a bunch of alternative rock, pop singer-songwriters happening at the Red Rattler Theatre in Marrickville. $20 is a bunch of either female-fronted bands or bands with all-female lineups. You'll be able to check out the likes of Band in Texas, Pulse Mavins, Bonnie Reed, The Dandelion, Bad Vibes, Grace Soak, Katie Choi, and Jen Buxton. There is also the Fight to Survive Festival. It is a bunch of metal, punk, rock, and hardcore bands, and they're doing it to support the Cancer Council. It is happening at the Underground at UTS in Sydney. It is $30, and you can check out a massive lineup of bands. You can check out Prepared Like a Bride from Queensland, Storm the Sky from Melbourne, Ocean Grove from Melbourne, Rainer from Canberra, Trainwreck from Melbourne. All the rest are local Aussie bands you can check out, and they are all listed in the event down below if you just click it. On to news, because I finally posted a bit of news and I had time to type a little thing up. There is a new festival for New South Wales. It is happening out at Forbes, and it is called VanFest 2014. It is happening on Saturday, December 6th. It is a one-night event, and there is also camping that will happen there. Tickets run from $80 all the way up to VIP tickets, which are $165. The lineup that has been confirmed for it are Ox Boulevard, Celia Pavey, Bag Raiders, Van Shee, Sneaky Sound System, British India from Melbourne, Matt Corby, and Chet Faker from Melbourne. A hell of a lot of launches this week, a hell of a lot of festivals this week, so you can check them all out by going onto the website, which is www.thelyceum.wait. No, I forgot. That is it for this week. If you go to the website, which is www.thelyceum.com.au, you can check out everything that is happening this week in Sydney, covering CBD out to Katoomba, everywhere in between. All the events and bands are linked. It is fucking easy to find something that you like in a genre that you love. As always, I will be on Radio Northern Beaches on Wednesday from 6 a.m. or 5 p.m. when the show gets repeated. I'll be talking to Lachlan Wiley about cool gigs that are coming up, cool gigs that we've checked out, and you'll be able to hear a spin from Dr. Spaceman. Follow us throughout all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. We're on Instagram. Go on Instagram. If you like what we do, please support us by liking, sharing this video, subscribing to the channel so you can get other updates. I will see you next week with another roundup of launches, special gigs, and news, and until then, be good.